Welcome and thank you for joining us today on UCentral News. I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker.
And I'm Eden Jones. We begin today with a big weather announcement. Get those umbrellas ready because a large portion of the state of Oklahoma is facing a severe thunderstorm risk.
Multiple places, including here in Oklahoma County, are also under a flood watch. Amber has your first look at those weather conditions right now.
We are under a pretty big thunder and flood watch all across the state for today and a little bit of tomorrow as well, but we will be covering that in just a little bit. But for right now, our current conditions throughout the state, it is 59 degrees outside with a light drizzle out there, and it feels like it is 42 degrees with a light wind. It's not super windy just yet, but we are going to be keeping an eye on that. So thunderstorm watch we are currently under, so make sure you have your umbrellas. If your power does go out, make sure your phones are charged, you have extra flashlights, and you have any extra necessities that you may need just in case. Make sure you maybe have some food like some crackers or just some like pantry type foods just in case your food in your fridge does spoil. And hail and winds we are going to be seeing is going to be pretty strong. We are predicting some baseball size hail, so if you have a garage, make sure you put your car in it so it doesn't get damaged. And there is a low chance of tornadoes, which is good news throughout the state today. So right now, current conditions throughout the state, Oklahoma City is 59 degrees out, 57 up in Enid, 59 up in Woodward, 54 up in Guymon, and 77 through Ardmore. It's a little bit warmer down into the southern part of the state because the southern part and the western part of the state is going to be mostly hit by this storm, and we will be covering that later. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Amber. And with the incoming weather this evening, we've compiled a list of tips from the National Weather Service in order to keep you weather informed. These include to stay weather aware throughout the day and utilize the university's central alert system in order to stay up to date on when to take cover.
You can make sure you're signed up for this by checking UConnect. It's also important to keep your phone charged so you can receive these notifications. Have a plan for where you will go in case of an emergency. If you don't have an official shelter, go to a room with no windows on the lowest floor.
And if you're on campus, it's important to know where the safe spaces are for severe weather. If you take a look at a screen, you can see where those areas are. And this map is also available on the UCO website.
And UCO provides that map to let people know where the safe spaces are for severe weather. They also have these red guide to emergency procedure books in basically every single building across campus in multiple rooms.
Yes, so this is just a book of emergency procedures for any sort of emergency. We have some, obviously, for severe weather, some fire, even some spills, but we're going to take a look at the active
severe weather, sorry if I can, yes. It's the teal one right here. And so it just mentioned some of the things we already talked about. You know, make sure you have your phone charged. It gives you an idea of some things to make sure you have, you know, such as like flashlights, food, like I know Amber mentioned.
For sure. And even though, you know, we get tornadoes in Oklahoma, and this is largely tornado focused, it still has a lot of information that can be used with a flood, like taking high ground and just taking shelter.
Yeah, just so you can be prepared and know what's going on. And again, these are in basically every single building across campus. It is the red book, and you can find them in most rooms in the building. So just a good idea to check it out before.
Yeah. Better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. And in other news, State Representative Dean Davis of Broken Arrow was arrested early this morning at 3:45 a.m. by Oklahoma City Police for public intoxication. This follows an earlier arrest in 2019 for DUI, speeding, and obstructing an officer.
And a bill being discussed at the state Senate would increase pay for teachers across Oklahoma. UCO's Tanner Johnson has more.
Senate Bill 482 would increase Oklahoma teachers' annual pay from $3,000 to $6,000 if passed by the House of Representatives. Oklahoma currently ranks 34th in the nation with an average salary of about $55,000. Education student Damian Bledsoe mentions that state lawmakers could be taking a step in the right direction when it comes to teacher pay.
Well, since I'm about to graduate and become a teacher, I'm glad the lawmakers are starting to pay more attention to teacher pay in our state. I just hope this means things are starting to trend in the right direction.
There are current teachers that feel different about the situation. Middle school teacher David Walker wonders if state lawmakers are doing enough.
The teacher pay does have to increase. It's a very competitive world with teachers in the state of Oklahoma. Many of our teachers are leaving to other states where the starting salaries are well above what the state of Oklahoma is.
In the past, the teacher salary in Oklahoma has pushed for educators around the state to take a stand, including the teacher strike in 2018. Some people even decided to end their teaching careers and start something new.
I really enjoyed my time as an educator, but due to rising costs and inflation, I decided to choose a different career path.
One thing that they all hope is that Senate Bill 482 will pass and teacher pay will start to improve in the state of Oklahoma.
I feel that teachers who are shaping our next generation should be compensated fairly when neighboring states are getting much more.
From Edmond, Oklahoma, Tanner Johnson, UCentral News.
Thank you, Tanner. Also happening at the Capitol, the Senate approved a new bill Wednesday. Senate Bill 364 would provide teachers and school employees up to 8 weeks of maternity leave following the birth of a child. This would be in addition to any sick leave they already have.
And back on campus, UCO's W. Roger Webb Forensic Science Institute has offered graduate and undergraduate programs since 2009. And recently, the institute achieved a new milestone in graduate education. According to a university announcement, the institute received, quote, full 5-year accreditation from the Forensic Science Education Programs Accreditation Commission. The accredited degrees include the Master of Science in Molecular Biology, Chemistry, and Digital Forensics.
Also here on campus, UCO's College of Engineering Makerspace is nearing completion for students to create their projects in. UCO's Kyle Batt has more.
While it's business as usual across most of the UCO campus, exciting developments are happening at the School of Engineering, which is mere weeks away from opening its Makerspace, which will feature a lab that was made possible by a $30,000 grant given to the school by Boeing. Although not quite ready for students to work in, the improvement should be quite noticeable once it is.
So this is the new makerspace for University of Central Oklahoma. It'll be used by students to build their projects for various classes, including senior design, where they have a capstone project and they have to produce a deliverable.
The Makerspace is sure to house all sorts of exciting opportunities for students. Perhaps most exciting is all the opportunities brought on by the new lab.
Evan Limley, PhD. I'm the director of the School of Engineering here at UCO.
Lends his voice to explain the lab's purpose and function.
That lab is the reverse engineering and rapid prototyping lab. Often what happens in the aerospace industry is there's an old plane with an old part. So what that means is that the lab is used to examine existing parts or other things using technologies like 3D scanning. Given the kind of aerospace work and engineering that's going on in Oklahoma City area, it's a good fit for our metro area in particular.
Although a very prominent addition to the Maker's Place, airplane parts certainly won't be the only thing produced here.
And then finally on the table down at the end, they have their BioX cell printer.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
It is crazy.
That's what it's called?
For UCentral News, I'm Kyle Batt.
Thank you, Kyle. That is amazing that UCO has that so students can really get those hands-on opportunities.
For sure. I didn't even know that was really available on campus.
Well, as soon as we return, Amber will have your full report as we get into these possible evening storms.
Stay tuned, Broncos.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Good afternoon, Broncos. Thanks for tuning in to UCentral News. My name is Amber Poston, and we are under a severe thunder and storm warning. So we're going to be covering that throughout today. Make sure you guys are safe at home and make sure you guys have certain necessities, which means your phones are charged just in case your power does go out with these storms. So right now at the state, it is 59 degrees outside and it is lightly raining outside. It's not too terrible right now, but that storm will be coming in later this evening. And it currently feels like it is 41 degrees out right now. So our weather headlines is that we're under a a thunderstorm watch. So make sure you guys are aware of that. If it gets really severe, make sure you turn on your TVs and have your phones charged so you can watch other things to inform you about the storms that will be coming throughout the state. Now, there is a low chance of tornadoes, which is really good for Oklahoma. So you guys don't have to go into any safe hiding places, which is good. And there is going to be some hail and strong winds. We are predicting baseball size hail. So if you have a garage, make sure you put your car in it so it doesn't get damaged. And then possible power outages. Make sure you have some food in your pantry, like graham crackers or peanut butter crackers, just in case your fridge and your freezer go out. Make sure you do have those snacks just in case. So our current conditions throughout the state, it is 59 degrees up in Oklahoma City, 54 up in Guymond. And throughout the part of the southern state, it is mostly in the 70s throughout because this storm is going to be hitting the southwest of the state. It is going to mostly be impacting that part. So if you do have any family that is out there, make sure you inform them just in case the storm gets bad. We are currently going to be looking at our weather radar. This is what we will be seeing tonight. We are seeing a little bit of a harder patch that's going to be covering more of southern Oklahoma. And this is the first wave that will be coming in. There will be another wave that will be coming in around 2 a.m. So if you are hearing some rain knock on your window, it's because it is pouring outside. And then we're going to see a little bit of drizzle throughout the next day. So on Friday, there will be small patches of rain. So tonight, we are going to be seeing the heavy rain come in with not that strong of wind miles. So 8 to 11 miles per hour's wind with a 70% chance of rain that will be coming in. So 47 degrees up in Oklahoma City tonight, and then 38 up in Woodward, 37 up in Guymond, 64 up in Idabel, and 75 up in McAllister. And now tomorrow, those temperatures will be dropping just a little bit from what we are seeing today. So 47 up in Oklahoma City, 55 up in Enid, 55 also up in Ponca City, and then Idabel's going to be 72 degrees outside. That's a little warm over there. And then 57 up in McAllister and 57 also up in Ardmore. So our daily forecast this morning, it was a little bit warmer out. It was 64 degrees out there. And then earlier this afternoon, it was around 50 degrees. And then tonight, it's going to be 47 degrees. So make sure you have those temperatures down just in case it does get pretty bad. So our 7-day forecast, we are going to be seeing some pretty good thunderstorms tonight and throughout the overnight as well, and a little bit throughout Friday as well. So those 50s and 40s will be there. Then those storms will be gone. It will be beautiful spring temperatures. So we are going to be seeing some mostly low 60s. So those spring temperatures are going to be coming in and it is going to feel pretty good. Back to you.
Definitely really important to stay weather aware as we are currently under that flood and thunderstorm watch for sure. Now, thank you, Amber, and don't go anywhere. Lauren will have your full social media update, including an Oklahoma University helping out students. That's after the break.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
I'm Lauren Henry, here to keep you in the social media loop. Langston University announced that they will be clearing outstanding balances for students enrolled in the Spring 22, Fall 22, and Spring 2023 semesters. The university tweeted that through the use of the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund, over $4.5 million of student debt has been relieved. This is the second time Langston has used the HEERF grant to clear student debt, the first time being back in August of 2021. And the initiative only clears balances owed in the form of tuition, fees, and fines. Students are still responsible for any federal, state, or private loans. And today, TikTok CEO Shou Chew testified before Congress over the popular app's ties to China and the potential national security risks it could pose for the U.S. CNN's Mike Valerio has more.
There are more than 150 million Americans who love our platform.
TikTok CEO facing U.S. lawmakers for the first time on Capitol Hill in a heated hearing.
We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values. TikTok has repeatedly chosen the path for more control, more surveillance, and more manipulation. Your platform should be banned.
U.S. lawmakers repeating calls for the ban of the video app based on national security concerns about the app's ability to collect data from its users. But TikTok CEO maintains the app doesn't collect any more data than other social media companies.
We will firewall protected U.S. data from unwanted foreign access.
CEO Shou Chew fighting back, attempting to reassure Congress his company has taken action to resolve fears the Chinese government could gain access to TikTok user data.
The bottom line is this: American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel.
But in the eyes of some experts, an all-out TikTok ban is unlikely.
This app has millions of users. Right, so free speech and all of these other considerations come into play, and that's why I think we're far less likely to get a full ban and more likely to see some kind of potentially middle ground restriction.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
The hearing took over 5 hours, with many members of Congress wanting the app to be banned. We will update you as this story continues. And a video has recently surfaced of the rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, also known as Daniel Hernandez, being brutally attacked in a gym bathroom. The video you are about to see is the aftermath of the attack and does contain images that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Hernandez was beaten in the bathroom of an LA Fitness in southern Florida by 2 men. Videos of the attack are circulating around the internet, showing the rapper being repeatedly kicked and punched as he lies on the floor. Hernandez did not have security with him at the time and left the gym bloodied before being taken to the hospital. No arrests have been made at this time. And domestic violence charges have been dropped against the co-creator and former executive producer of the popular cartoon Rick and Morty. Justin Roiland released a statement on Twitter following the news.
Royland states that he had always known these statements were false and that he's thankful the case has been dismissed. He is still disappointed in the lies that were being reported during this process and that so many people were quick to pass judgment and cancel him. Moving forward, Royland is focused on new projects and restoring his name. That's all I have today. Langston is making big waves in student relief right now. $4.5 million. That's absolutely insane. And maybe other universities will follow their lead and look into using this grant for their own students.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely. I think that's really heartwarming, and it's really refreshing to see a university do that for students, as a lot of people do struggle with student debt. So thank you so much, Lauren. Don't go anywhere. When we return, Peyton Scott will talk about UCO softball and golf, as well as the latest news from around the NBA. Stay tuned.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos sports fans. I'm Peyton Scott, and this is your Thursday Sports Report. The number 5 ranked UCO softball team will look to keep their 14-game win streak alive this weekend when the Broncos go on a road trip to Missouri for a pair of MIAA doubleheaders against Missouri Western and Northwest Missouri. UCO is 20-3 overall and 4-0 in league play. The Broncos are hitting .361 and are averaging 9 hits and 8.2 runs a game for the season, behind a conference best 335 team average. UCO will finish a 15-game road swing this week with this weekend's games. The Broncos are set to host Southern Nazarene in a non-conference doubleheader on March 28th in their first home appearance since March 1st. Earlier this week, Bennett Baldwin won UCO's Bronco Invitational, earning him MIAA's Men's Golf Athlete of the Week honors. Baldwin earned his first collegiate win Tuesday after the sophomore won the individual title by 1 stroke after shooting a 54-hole 3-over par 219. Baldwin led the field in several other areas in addition to scoring. His 32 pars were the third most in the field, and his 11 birdies were tied for the most through 54 holes. Central Oklahoma has one more tournament left on the calendar this spring, with the Broncos heading to Warrensburg, Missouri in 2 weeks for the Mule. Last night in Memphis, Ja Morant made his return to the court after a league-imposed 8-game suspension. Morant finished with 17 points and 5 assists as the Grizzlies beat the Rockets 130 to 125. The win clinched first place in the Southwest Division. Morant, who did not start, returned to action after missing 9 games in total. Morant was suspended after a live stream from a Denver area strip club showed him waving a gun earlier this month. Morant underwent counseling at a Florida facility for stress relief during the suspension. Tonight, the Thunder are back in action in Los Angeles against the Clippers after winning Tuesday night's matchup 101 to 100. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the way for the Thunder with 31 points, while Kawhi Leonard was the Clippers' lead scorer with 21. The Clippers will be without forward Paul George, as he will miss the next couple weeks with a sprained right knee. George left Tuesday night's game after his knee made contact with the Thunder's Lou Dort, who was going for a rebound. That's all for sports this Thursday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Peyton. And when we return, Amber will have your last look at weather.
Yeah, make sure to stay with us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Oh, welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning into UCentral News. We're going to be covering a last look at this, so make sure you are careful for tonight. It will be raining outside. It is currently raining outside, so make sure you're walking across campus or getting home safely. And earlier today, it was in the lower 60s, and earlier today as well, around like noon, it was in the 50s. So our radar right now, we're going to be looking at this. We are seeing some major storms right in this area right here, which is the southern part of Oklahoma. So make sure you are safe. This is just the first surge of it. There will be one around 2 a.m. as well, and then scattered showers around on Friday as well. Our 7-day forecast, we are looking at some pretty good temperatures throughout the weekend and then next week as well. It will be raining on Thursday and Friday, and so we are going to be looking at some pretty good temperatures in the evenings as well. It will be a little bit cold, but the spring temperatures will be feeling pretty good after this storm surge does go away. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Amber. Now, you might be wondering, why do we have some of these ingredients here? We've mentioned multiple times we are currently under a thunderstorm and flood watch. However, we are not under a warning yet, and there is a difference. So we thought we might explain that to you with something college students are pretty familiar with.
Definitely, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Absolutely. As you can see, we're actually running a little low on our ingredients because we love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches here in UCentral.
Yes, we do.
So as you can see right here, I have all the ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. However, they are not put together yet. So all the ingredients are here where I would be able to do it. However, it's not officially here yet. So I should be prepared to potentially have a sandwich later, but I don't need to worry about it yet. But again, the key is to be prepared.
Definitely.
However, with a watch,
a tornado warning actually is a little bit different than
right. I just explained watch.
It's pretty confusing. It's a little bit different than a watch. I guess it's a matter of being prepared versus taking action. So here's the full final peanut butter and jelly sandwich all put together. So basically a warning is all the ingredients are together. It's actively occurring. So it's time to act immediately, get to, safe space, high ground. And not a lot of people know where to go for a flood. So again, these red books are a great resource for you, and also the Central Alert.
Absolutely. And again, we are currently under a watch, but if we were to switch to a warning, that would mean you need to take cover right then. That's whenever the ingredients are all put together. It is happening right now. And that's whenever you're going to get the Central Alert, and you're just, going to want to take cover to be safe.
Be safe. That's all we care about, really.
Absolutely.
But that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Eden Jones.
And I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker. Have a great night.